How do you think Italian people celebrate Easter? Okay, sure, chocolate eggs. I love chocolate eggs as well. Mostly the one by Kinder. Anyway, one of the things that Italian people mostly enjoy about Easter is actually Easter Monday. We love to organize with our friends outside to enjoy the sun, when of course it's sunny, and have all together something to eat and to drink. BBQ is one of the must. But if you wanted to bring something different, perfect also for vegetarian, then Torta Pasqualina is the perfect answer. We are gonna make it from scratch, also the dough, but of course you can buy it at the supermarket. Find all the ingredients needed for the dough and the filling in the description box down below this video, as always. Alright, let's get started. First of all, the dough. We need only flour, all-purpose flour, totally fine, some extra virgin olive oil, a handful of salt, and water, as much as needed. For 500 grams or 2 cups of flour, I'm gonna use between 250–300 milliliters of water. The dough must result soft and smooth. The tradition for Torta Pasqualina wants 33 layers of dough, as the years that Jesus spent on the earth. But of course, that takes forever, so we are gonna make 4 layers, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. So now we are gonna divide the dough. I'm gonna weight it and create 4 small balls. Place them on a tray covered with parchment paper, and now let rest the dough covered with a humid kitchen cloth, more or less for an hour. While the dough is resting, we can make the filling. We are gonna use spinach, ricotta cheese and artichokes. I cleaned my fresh spinach and I'm gonna cook them quickly in a pan. I squeeze them and I chop them with a knife. Place everything in a bowl. An important ingredient of this recipe, which gives a specific flavor, is marjoram. So I have here some fresh marjoram and I'm gonna chop it thinly with a knife. Add the marjoram in the bowl, add ricotta cheese and work all together. Let's add some eggs and mix everything together. This is a Nonna Giovanna recipe, the grandmother of a close friend of mine from Genova. So today we are gonna follow the traditions of Liguria region. Now we need to clean the artichokes. I have here some small ones. Remove the hardest external leaves. Then slice the artichokes in half. Because they are quite small, I don't need to remove the hairy part, but if you have the big artichokes, then remove it with a teaspoon. Rub the surface with the lemon. In this way we can preserve the color of artichokes without giving them too much lemon flavor. Then cut the upper part out, because we need just the softest part of the artichokes, and cut it into 2 or 4 parts. Place the artichokes in a clean bowl full of water. Let's keep doing with this process until we clean all our artichokes. Now, in a big pan, pour all the artichokes with a drizzle of olive oil and some salt. Cover with a lid and let it cook at least for 20 minutes, until they get nicely cooked and soft. They don't need extra water, since they were inside a bowl with a lot of water before. But if the pan gets too hot, to avoid them to get burned, then add a little bit of water. Alright, our artichokes are ready. Let's add directly them in the bowl together with the spinach and ricotta. Let's taste and adjust with salt if you like. Now we can create and put together the pie. By the way, talking about pie, this dough is really perfect to make great traditional English pies. Give it a try and let me know. I have here a 22 centimeters aluminum baking pan I'm gonna take one dough ball and I'm gonna roll it out as thin as possible. Cover the bottom of the baking tin. Make sure that the edges of the dough are out from the baking tin, because then we need to close the pie. Then brush the surface of this first layer of dough with some extra virgin olive oil. Do the same with the second ball of dough. Roll it out and place it on the first layer. Always making sure that the edges of the second layer are out of the baking tin. Now let's pour 2/3 of the filling inside the pie, and with a spoon simply create 4 holes where we are gonna place eggs. And this is going to be basically the Easter surprise of this Torta Pasqualina. Just one tip: if you have quite large eggs, then don't use all the white part, because otherwise it will tend to go out from the small hole we created inside the filling. So first of all, pour the yolk with a little bit of white in each of the holes we created. Then you can add a little bit of the whites that you put away. So after the cooking, you will have a little bit more white color as well. This part is going to be a little bit tricky. Basically, we are gonna cover our yolks with the leftovers of our filling. So we need to be really delicate in order not to break the yolks. Finally, we can cover the pie with the other 2 dough layers. Brush some extra virgin olive oil on the surface of this first layer. And finally, the last one. Close the pie, pinching the edges of the layers together. If you have a lot of dough, like in my case, you can cut it out and then create some decoration. Maybe a nice dough braid to place it, why not, on the edges of the pie. Alright, my oven is preheated fan mode at 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's bake our Torta Pasqualina for 90 minutes. Let the Torta Pasqualina cool down completely. And now we can serve our Torta Pasqualina on a serving plate if we are at home, or wait for the Easter Monday and bring it to the party with your friends to share it. By the way, this Torta Pasqualina is even better after a few days. And that's also one of the reasons it's part of our tradition, because it will last almost forever. I wish you a wonderful Easter and spring break. Don't forget to leave me a thumb up and a comment if you enjoyed this recipe, and see you with new Italian preparations.